Good morning, cyber friends. It's the Middy Man coming at you again from Walker's Music. It's early Friday morning. It's a little after 12 a.m. And we just like to say that we give God all the praise and honor and glory for life, health, and strength. We thank Him for as well as it is, and we thank Him for each and every one of you. Cyber friends, you know who you are. We also would like to apologize for the Bible study on tonight, on last night, I should say, not because another day. We just all decided it was, in other words, it wasn't possible for me to get the Bible study the way I wanted it on last evening. So what I did, as I always do, I sent out the notification so when nobody be wondering what was going on, I sent out the notification. And as the title of my video is just one word, people, and it says unfaithfulness. Unfaithfulness. An unfaithful person. In other words, that's what we're going to be talking about. Just a little while. I'm not going to talk long, but just a little while. And I want to say that I'm so happy to be able to say that, first of all, we want to give a shout out to my buddy, Brother Daryl Johnson, another minister of music here in the area, one of the top ministers of music, him and my buddy Floyd Carter. They've both been friends of mine for quite some time. Outstanding keyboard players, and also at this moment in point in time, I also want to say that we giving condolences out to and bereaved family. Brother Floyd Carter is bereaved as of this moment in time. He lost his sister. We all know and love Sister Molly Carter. She passed away this week, and matter of fact, we will be having a homegoing service on Saturday. And we just want to give the family, tell them to hang in there, and there's no hurt that heaven can't heal. And our prayers go out with them and for them. And we definitely will be there for you, whatever you need. In other words, we're gonna do what we got to do. And so, like I say, we just want to give them another shout out to the Carter family, and about bereavement, because people is them now, but it may be us next time. You never know. But as I was speaking, like I said, about faithfulness, in other words, the book of Proverbs, 25th chapter, I think around the 19th verse, and it states very clearly, and I want to stress this tonight, people. I'm just going to take my time and stress what I'm. It's not to judge anyone, but it's just for us to take a second look and take a close look at ourselves and say, are we faithful? Can we be counted on? Can we be dependent upon? This is the question that I try to ask myself all the time. And God knows there are some things that I wish I wanted to do, and some things, like I say, are hard. And like you said, the man told Jesus, Lord, help my unbelief. We all got some unbelief. We all have some. So we have to ask God to help our unbelief. But when we start talking about unfaithfulness, in the Proverbs 25:19, I think, it said, placing confidence or having confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is just like a broken tooth or foot that's out of joint. Now, I don't know if any of you ever had a broken tooth or not, but you can't chew on it. And if you had a foot that's out of joint, you can't stand on it. Well, that's exactly what this here proverb is speaking about. Proverb 25:19 is speaking about if you have confidence in an unfaithful person, especially in time of trouble, you're in bad shape, because you can't depend on nothing they say, nothing they do. Everything is out of joint. Everything is out of whack. So therefore, it's hard to work with people like that. Unfaithful people, it's hard to work with them. And I just wanted to make mention of that because of the fact that people have you waiting and whatnot. It's just like I said on this week, me and Daryl made out in my studio. We did some tracks, in other words. And Daryl, we had set the time beforehand, and we made it about 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. That's what we did. 7 o'clock. So, guess what? I did not have to call Daryl Tuesday to ask him was he coming. I never called him not one more time. We talked, we said it, and that was it. But guess what? On that Tuesday, when he was on his way to the studio, he called me because the time was getting close to 7. It wasn't quite 7, but it was getting close to 7. He called me to let me know that he was only about maybe 2 minutes away. That's what you call faithfulness. Most people wouldn't have called anything. They would have been 20 minutes late and never would have called. In other words, this is the difference between people that are faithful and people that are not. You cannot depend, like a broken tooth, you can't chew on it, and a foot that's out of joint, you can't stand on it. That's the way it is with an unfaithful person. You cannot depend on anything they say or do, because you never know what they're going to do. This is what Mitty Man was saying. And I just wanted to say tonight that really and truly, you better off, if you better to walk alone than to try to walk with an unfaithful person, a person that don't have any kind of no. And then again, like I say, like I look at what Daryl did. Daryl, he was on his way and was only 2 minutes away, but yet and still he called me to let me know I'm on my way. I likes that. In other words, I likes that. In other words, and that's the way I try to be. I don't wait until the 11th hour to try to get anything done, let people know about what's going on. Give people ample time. Give them a decent time so they can adjust. When you do that, when you are counted faithful, guess what? You'll go a long way. But when you get the idea of, when you get the name of a liar or unfaithful, in other words, y'all don't worry about what the Mitty Man say. He'll say one thing, do another one. You know, all that kind of stuff like that. Then we don't ever. And you know, I'm going to say this, like I say, with all the technology that we have, we got phones that are smarter than us. We got all the emails. We got all kind of mass communication now. We got all this communicating with the social media and everything. And it seemed to me like you could at least, if you have any respect for a person's time at all, you would at least shoot them an email. That's a little simple message. It don't take 7 seconds to do that and let them know what is up. Especially if you're involved in you know, that's just a business thing to do. In other words, we talk about we are Christian. We talk about we love God. No, I don't think so, because we would do better in our everyday life and the way we deal and correspond with others. If you are a Christian, don't nobody tell you to leave the grocery cart all over the parking lot. You'll take it back where it belongs. I'm just saying that, people. This just not judging, fruit inspecting. Because I know I had to get to do that. I got to do that, and I learned myself that people watch you. And I ain't talking about what people told me this. I'm talking about what I've learned to come to experience myself. I was told this by a lady, that she had been observing myself for a long time, and I didn't even know it. But when she observed, I was glad that I had represented Christ in a respectable way, because what the woman saw, it moved her. She said she would wish that she could even have that positive, outgoing attitude as what she saw with me every time I came in this particular store. I didn't come in there raising sand and worrying about how long the line was. I just stood in line till my turn came, got my stuff, went on out, put my cart back, and I didn't care how long the buggy, where you put the carts at. I don't care if I had to walk across the parking lot. I would do that and put that cart back. This was noticed by this lady. The attitude was noticed, and she said it was something different. And then I was saying within myself, I thanked her for the compliment, but I know it was not me. I told her, I said, to God be the glory. And that's what I mean, people. See, we represent Christ wherever we go. And people are watching you. Don't let nobody fool you. And the way you deal with others, it exemplifies and it shows your relationship toward Christ. Believe it. When you say something, do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't, make certain that you can at least let the people know into whom you are involved with. Let them know what time it is, so they will not be expecting you. That's the decent thing to do. So with that said, I'm just going to cut that all right here. I want to say, hope to the Bible study that if the Lord say so and the Lord will, we'll see y'all next week in the same place, and we are going to be continuing with the feast. In other words, we will go on the Feast of Tabernacles. The Jews will go on the Feast of Tabernacles on sundown on Sunday. They will be in the tabernacle. And we know we got that blood moon on Monday, on the 28th. Somewhere between that, we know it won't be seen in our hemisphere, but it will be seen fully in Jerusalem. And not only will it be seen in Jerusalem, it's not only going to be a blood moon, it's going to be a supermoon. So, y'all, it's a lot of things that's, it's a lot of things on the horizon, a lot of things that's happening. And we just going to sit back and we're going to see what goes on. But really and truly, if you are in Christ Jesus, don't worry. Don't let all this stuff worry you. But that judgment is coming to this world. Believe that. The wrath of God is coming to a sinful man. But see, you are of Christ. You are not sinful. God has not appointed us to wrath. So ain't no sense in worrying about whatever going to happen down here with the blood moons or whatever else. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying, I'm going to tell you just from my perspective. Don't worry about it. You won't have to worry about it. You are not appointed to wrath. You are a child of God. And so you are not appointed to wrath, so don't worry about this thing. But pray for the deliverance and that we could get this gospel out to all that don't know Christ Jesus. And get them to come into Yeshua. Remember, Yeshua is safety. That's the only safety. The only safety we have is in Yeshua. In other words, we call him Jesus in the English. But nevertheless, if we get in God, that's the safest place to be, people. So don't worry about it. Everything's going to be A-OK. So with that being said, many men are going to check on out of here and saying that we hope everybody have a safe weekend, and whatever you get into, if God is not in it, you come on out of it, because it's going to come next. Till the next video or the next Bible study, whichever comes first. Peace. Good night.